line. Bad bitches, every city in my tribe. Look behind. Booty dominate.
I'm gonna get more smoothie. Ask our pure blood what he's here for.
The name is very interesting, first of all, pure blood, but what do you disagree with?
Well, I disagree with all of it. In the background, that is.
Uh-huh.
You know,
And
the whole
what do you want to
pro-choice.
discuss?
Well, yeah, pro-choice means so many different things to so many different people, which is sad, honestly, because you have a choice at the time of fornication or
Huh?
not. Choice is there, and no, hear me out. And I
Fornication
most
is
definitely want
okay.
to protect women in a
Mm-hmm.
heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem laying down my life for a woman in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
So, which
No
one are we
questions
doing?
asked.
Are we doing pro-choice, or are we doing do
I
men
don't know.
really
He
want to
said
protect
he
women?
disagrees with
Well,
everything,
both.
is what he said.
It's both at the same time because I
Both at the
respect
same
a
time.
woman's choice and protecting women's choices. I got that,
Should
but
abortion be illegal?
yes,
So when abortion is illegal, maternal mortality rate rises. How is that protecting women?
how how is letting women do whatever they want to and harming
No,
somebody
answer the
else
question.
based off of their choice? Hold on, hear me out. Based off of their choice, how is that beneficial to women or the
That's not
kids
answering
that
my
are harmed?
question. That's not answering my question. I
Hey,
asked how is restricting a form of reproductive health care that increases women's maternal mortality rate, which means more women are dying. How is that protecting women?
okay, let me ask you a question. Whenever it comes to statistics, no,
No.
hold on, it's about your
You have to
question.
answer the question.
Okay, the statistics that you're going by are based off of what?
What do you
You
mean?
can change statistics in favor of whatever you want the outcome to be. You're saying that, but how is it that that's actually happening? What is it that's causing that?
It is because women are being denied health care that causes them to die. Like if we take the example, I don't know if you're familiar with the lawsuit in Texas. There were 13 women who are suing the state of Texas because they were denied abortions, because in some cases their fetus still had a heartbeat that caused them to become septic, that caused them to go into cardiac arrest, that caused one to go in a coma. There are women who are being forced to carry around even dead fetuses and get consistent ultrasounds to confirm that the fetus has in fact passed over and over. So it's because an abortion is not given that it causes health problems. And then health problems cause people to die. Either that, or
So these
then women
13
try to
women are
find
dead?
other means to have an abortion. And then they have unsafe abortions, which also causes health complications leading to death.
But that's going back to the whole initial choice. I'm all for women's choices, but that's just it. It's accountability that nobody wants.
So
So
these
I'm all pro
women,
choice for women.
no, you're not. Stop saying that. These women, in many of those cases that I just told you, wanted their children. They wanted to have their baby.
So where does abortion come in with that?
What do you mean?
If they wanted to have their baby, right? And you
Mhm.
said that abortion is why the harm to women increases, not being allowed to have an abortion, but these women wanted.
Maternal mortality rate. Maternal mortality rate means pregnant women dying.
Okay, how many pregnant women have died in the past year
I
due
have
to
no idea.
not being able to have an abortion? That's what I'm saying. You're using statistical data that somebody comes up with, and you can alter anything to
The
reflect what
maternal
you want.
mortality rate for 2021 was 32.9 deaths per 100,000 live births, compared with the rate of 23.8 in 2022 and 20.1 in 2019. So an additional 12 women for every 100,000 live births are dying because of lack of access to abortion care.
Tell me how a point 0.1 woman can die. They can't. That's what I'm telling you. All this is based off of future what ifs and
It
how
is a rate,
fors,
sir.
not,
It is a rate.
yeah, a rate. So instead of 2 people dying a year, now it's 3 people dying a year. And
No, instead of 20, now it's 32 per 100,000.
according to what you're reading,
The
correct?
CDC.
You're right. The same. Anyway, don't even get me started on that. But anyhow, so the whole point being,
What is a source that you would accept?
I would accept the hospital. What
Where do you think
caused
the
the death?
CDC gets this data?
Well, if it's anything like the past few years, they pull it out of their butt, actually. But
Please do not spread medical misinformation on this live.
it's not medical misinformation.
It is medical misinformation.
Okay. So when the CDC disagrees with actual doctors that are in the field, and they don't know why, but they just assume.
I'm not going to get into like some anti-vax conspiracy theory
No,
with
no,
you.
it's
I
not
really have no
anti-vax
interest.
anything.
Your username is pure blood. Anti-vax is your personality.
No,
I
it's
want
not.
to hear it. It's
Huh?
literally your username. Anti-vax is so much your personality. It is your username.
So being a pure-blooded American has what to do with anti-vax? Please tell me that.
People who haven't had the COVID vaccine call themselves purebloods.
Is that the only people that call themselves that?
In this day and age, yes. Unless, I'm
Oh,
sorry, are you like some
so
kind of white supremacist? Why don't you tell me what your
you're a
pure blood
student.
is referencing?
Let's go back to the actual topic at hand instead of
No,
my name. My name is
please
Malone.
tell
Can
me
you?
what your pure blood
Yeah,
username is
because
referencing.
now I'm kind of interested as well. What does pure blood mean in your username?
My American patriotism. That's all it means.
Wait, isn't
Now,
it like red-blooded American instead? Like that's what I've heard people saying, red-blooded American. I've never heard people saying
well,
pure-blooded American.
red-blooded in this day and age is appropriation from Native Americans. So
Excuse
let's
me?
go back to what we were
Wait,
saying.
how is red-blooded appropriation of Native Americans?
How is Apache? How is an Apache helicopter an appropriation of red anything? Please tell me
Wait,
that.
what
Washington
does
Redskins. I mean, come
ex
on.
oh,
Y'all are.
okay, let's not
Anyway,
use
let's
that
go.
slur. Let's not use that slur. My
That's
question
not a
is,
slur. That's a football team.
what
That's what
does
I'm
pure
telling you.
blood mean? What does pure blood mean? Why did you
I've
choose
already
pure
told you
blood?
that. So
So,
Well,
back to what we were
so
saying with
essentially,
pro-choice.
Athena, he got the saying wrong. He got the saying wrong.
oh.
So the whole point being, the whole pro-choice. I'm for choice, but I'm also for accountability, right? So your choice to do whatever you do has an equal and opposite reaction. Every action does.
Why
So
is it
the action
having an
that you choose,
abortion? Why is it having an abortion being accountable?
as you said, most people that you called it healthcare, but it's not healthcare at all.
It's very
If
much.
a woman, hold on, if a woman's life is at danger, that is healthcare. Now, that is completely different than abortion.
Abortion is healthcare. When it comes to pregnancy, you can have certain treatments regarding that. If you want, you can have prenatal or you can have termination. An abortion is termination of pregnancy. That is a
Right.
treatment of pregnancy. That is
You have
healthcare.
a choice after your first choice. You do. That's what I'm telling you.
It still doesn't answer my question.
What
Why,
was your
number
question?
one, like why can't an abortion be a consequence or taking accountability for an action. Why do you
Okay.
have to sustain pregnancy in order to be accountable?
Well, your action that caused the pregnancy is your choice, right? It doesn't matter how you see the choice. The choice is yours.
Wait, do you think that women who have been raped can have abortions?
Well, that would all depend. Really, it would, because and don't misunderstand what I'm saying. If you want to have one, you have a certain amount of time to do so. Do that because you've been raped, okay? And I'm all for your decision when it comes to grape, but whenever it comes to your own personal choices, that then later on you change your mind, it's too late after the action. The reaction
It's
is
not.
there.
It's not. You can stop the bodily process of pregnancy from continuing. So why does someone have an obligation to sustain pregnancy just because they had sex? Like sex isn't an immoral act.
Well, no, it's not about morality.
Well, then why does someone have an obligation to sustain pregnancy?
No, you have an obligation to stand behind your word no matter what. If you say,
What
yes, I want
what?
this, hold on. If you say, yes, I want this, you
Yes,
do
you want what?
this,
Yes, you want what?
any, anything. That's what I'm telling
Well,
you. Anything that you
we're
say that
talking about pregnancy and abortion right now. So what did someone say, yes, I want this?
the
What are they
sex
saying?
that created their desire to have an abortion. Well, I don't
Okay,
know why you're
so
laughing.
because someone said, yes, I want this D,
Yep.
now what?
That is your choice. You can say, yes, I want it, or no, I don't want it.
Do you think that people have sex and don't want to get pregnant?
Well, adults and people that
That's a yes or
are,
no.
what's a yes or no?
Do people have sex not wanting to get pregnant?
The ones that use protection and stuff like that, yes.
Well, 51% of abortions are due to failed contraceptives.
Here we go with these stats again.
That's from
I'm
Good Morning
telling you.
Network.
Uh, yeah, and that's great. But you're not,
So if someone was like wearing a condom or taking birth control and they got pregnant, could they have an abortion?
me personally, in my opinion, no.
Then you don't care if someone is practicing safe sex.
As I said, any choice that you make has a reaction, right? So
Sure,
the
but
choice
it
that you make in the
doesn't mean
beginning,
if I have control over the certain outcomes and there is outcomes that I can mitigate or remedy, why can I not do that?
so
Like,
your
for
thing is that
example,
should,
if I choose to play baseball and I swing the bat and I hit the ball and it breaks someone's window, can I replace their window?
you can. Can you undo the break-ins? No, you can't.
Well, so I would argue that abortion isn't undoing it, it's replacing the window. It's returning it back to its original condition.
So what about the window that is still laying there waiting to be hit by the hammer? You can't replace that. You can't change that. That is a
Wait,
life
that is the window
issue.
that is a lot. Gotcha. So then again, it's not about obligation then. Okay.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. In my mind, and how I think the entire world should be viewing all actions, just like me. If I shoot myself in the foot, yeah, I can go and have it sewn up and all that, but I can't undo my choice. I had a choice in the beginning.
I already told you that abortion is not undoing it.
Okay, you've told me that, but that still
Right.
doesn't
So
negate
you
the fact
making
that
these comparisons of I can't undo that, I can't undo that, no one's making that argument. Why don't I would argue that pregnancy is men's fault.
Okay,
And
and
so
you can argue that.
since it's men's fault, then a woman having an abortion is not being unaccountable because it wasn't her choice to get pregnant, it was his.
So whose choice was it to have sex? Both of them.
Right, but if he didn't ejaculate, if he kept his genetic material to himself, we can still have sex. I just don't get pregnant. So it's not
So,
participating in sex, it's ejaculation that causes the
so
pregnancy.
the woman's genetic material doesn't matter. It's just only the males. That's what I'm telling you. You can't have
Well,
one
yes, because the
without the
woman's
other.
genetic material is where it's supposed to be. The woman's genetic material is inside her body where it resides. His is not. It is an intruder. He should have kept it to
Oh,
himself in his own body.
gotcha. And hey, that's fine. That's what I'm telling you. People can be non-sexually active individuals if they
No,
so choose
no,
to.
no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can have sex. Men just need to stop orgasming.
Oh, so women need to do the same thing.
I mean, that already happens. Yeah.
By your theory, no, no, that's what I'm telling you. You, it's just like dancing, right? If one person decides not to dance, then the other one's just holding on to them. What happens?
I don't think like necessarily the purpose of sex is always to have an orgasm. It can be for emotional intimacy. It can be for recreational activity. Women have gone decades and centuries having sex without orgasms. I think men can start doing it for a change.
Okay, so how do you change the physio-psychological aspect of that to make that happen?
I think we just need to hold men more accountable.
Oh, okay, I got you. So women can do what they want to, men can't. And that's what I'm saying. This everybody breaks this down into a um, man's role, female's role, but it's a couple role. It's
Well,
not a
I'm just trying to highlight the fact that you are putting all of the blame and all of the burden on women. So
no.
I just
I'm
did the
not.
same thing. Yeah, you did. Because it's essentially the fact that a woman consented. Therefore, since she consented to sex, she has an obligation to sustain pregnancy. Where
No,
I just
I
put it
said
on the
that was her
man.
choice to consent or
Right.
not
And you're
consent,
saying
and I'm behind her choice 100%.
because she made that choice, she now doesn't have a choice to have an abortion.
Right? It's like robbing a bank.
Right.
It
So
doesn't
you
matter
are
if it's a
putting
male or
all of the
female.
responsibility
No,
on women and the burden. And I just did the same thing. I said, you know what? It's not women that cause pregnancy, it's men. Therefore, since it's men's fault, women don't have this obligation to sustain pregnancy. Because if men just started keeping their biological material to themselves, we wouldn't run into this problem, which is a fact.
and without getting
So why don't
um,
you control men? And why don't we force men to get snip snip in when they're teenagers?
because that's not health care.
Oh, so now you want to play
Hold on.
the bodily autonomy access to
No,
healthcare
you
card.
said that. You said
Go
it was a
fucking figure.
healthcare issue, and
Wait.
healthcare is not changing something for no reason. If and here's my
Health,
no, hold on. Here's my standing on this. If you do not want to have the result be in a negative light, whether you're male or female, there's something that you can do about that, right? That is where your choice is. And that's all I was saying about the whole pro choice deal.
I
Y'all got off
You
on this
choice too,
promoting
tangent.
abstinence?
but can I
Yeah,
ask
go
him
ahead,
a
Sean.
quick question?
As I was trying to say
Did you say
earlier,
did you
without
say
getting
did you say it was
vulgar or
like
anything
robbing
else,
a bank?
there's lots of things that can be done
Hold on,
differently.
pure blood, because you talk like you're in a residential area. Um, can you explain what you meant by it's like robbing a bank? Can you please explain that?
Hey, why did I
Candy?
get muted?
Because Sean was trying to talk and you kept talking.
Who's Sean?
She's right above you, and she just asked you a question.
I didn't hear nothing.
Mm.
I mean, really, I didn't. I didn't hear a
When you
thing.
said it was like,
I had a
can
box
you
that
hear me
pop up and
now?
said
Can you hear me now,
you
Pure
wanted me
Blood?
to cut my microphone on. I'm like, what?
So can you hear me now? I have all the bars, literally all the bars. Can you hear
So
me
what was
now?
her question?
Yeah. When you said it's like robbing a bank, can you explain that?
Hello?
Can
Okay,
the
never
chat
mind.
hear? Can
Never
the
mind.
chat hear Sean?
Here, Sean. I
Okay,
think
so everyone can hear Sean but Pureblood. That's shocker.
That's not a
So
shocker.
when you
What did she
compared
say?
it to bank robbery, what did you mean by that?
If somebody chooses to rob a bank, you can carry the money back, but you're still going to jail for bank robbery. Our choices are our own. Our actions are our own. We're all held accountable to our actions, period. It's not anything female based. It's not anything male based. It is a people as a whole that I'm referring to.
so you have to acknowledge that that is a false comparison.
100%
No, I don't
a
have to
false
acknowledge
comparison.
that. That is the
It
truth.
is a false comparison because there are choices, sure, that will have ramifications that you don't have control over. But there are other choices or even outcomes that you do have control over.
That's
So,
right.
yes, when someone is pregnant, they do have the ability to have that pregnancy terminated, which is why
Right.
your whole bank robbing analogy is a false comparison.
That's the second or third choice down the line. The first choice is where it all initiates from, period. I don't care.
I can't. I can't. I mean, I can work with two brain cells, but I can't work with one.
I'm so fucking cute, bitch.